Ladies and gentlemen, usually I end up making these videos at my own leisure, and whenever I feel it's worth making them, I don't just make a video to meet some type of upload schedule. And what usually triggers me into making a video is when a company fucks up, or I have a really juicy like lawsuit to dig through or something of that nature, like a legal briefing. However, I feel like this is just as juicy, and for once, it's not negative. And this is just me pointing out when a company does good, because we should probably be doing that and kind of directing people in their direction, because they've been killing it for quite a while, and that company is THQ Nordic. Now, I recently just picked up the SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom rehydrated edition, or whatever I think that's what it's called. And that's it sounds silly, right? But I have a 5-year-old, and I thought, well, this is a game from 2003 or 4 or something in that ballpark, but remastered with high definition graphics, and it's that old school 3D platformer collectathon vibe to it, as well as and I'm pretty sure they work with the old THQ, because I know that THQ went under and now THQ Nordic had bought it, but I'm pretty sure they have the catalog of the old THQ, which in itself is amazing. And rather than sitting on it, they're remastering it. So what we have here is Destroy All Humans. Now they did the remake of that, and now it's, oh, here we go, Destroy All Humans 2. Right? Not reinventing the wheel, just taking a game that people really liked, updating it with modern graphics, at least if the other remasters they put out recently are anything to go by, and selling it at a bargain price. $30, $20, it depends on the game. This is unheard of in the modern industry. And without a political agenda thrown down your throat, without wokeness and any of that garbage, it's just taking classic games from the 2000s era mostly and bringing them back and giving them to you at a reasonable price with all these upgrades. The reason I'm not going to play the audio of this is that they used the song Living in America by Rammstein, which, this is an epic trailer. I highly recommend watching it on its own. It's really well done, probably trailer of the year. But it's not alone, right? So you got Destroy All Humans. Now it's like I just mentioned that I got the SpongeBob game, and they said, you know what, THQ Nordic, we ain't done yet. Oh, you like the SpongeBob? Here's another SpongeBob. So that's great. When my 5-year-old gets through this game he's been playing now, he has a follow-up to it. Wonderful. I don't know. I never played these games back in those days. They were a bit kiddie for me. But I will say that playing through that SpongeBob game, it has been a lot of fun. You play with it, play it because you have a kid, and you suddenly realize, oh, it's about as good for adults as the cartoon is for adults. It's funny. It's the gameplay is solid. There's nothing bad about it. You can sit there and play it with your kid. And then if that wasn't enough, oh my God, Outcast 2. Now, see, this is a blast from the past, but Outcast was a game from the 90s when I was a kid. It was hard as nails, much in the vein of something like, see, the PC gamers will know, but it's much in the vein of something like Flashback. Or it's really hard to describe. It's a platforming game, yes, but it was extremely cinematic and striking for the time. Told a story, and was also just hard as nails. And here we are. We're actually getting a sequel. This is a game that I never expected to see a sequel for, right? Especially in 2021. Further than that, they're not giving up there though. What else do they got going on? Oh my God, they're bringing back MX versus ATV with MX versus ATV Legends. This is another mid 2000s product that I think everybody between the ages right now, between the ages of like 20 and 40, has played some kind of MX versus ATV game on the PlayStation 2 or the Xbox One or whatever, because they weren't, revolutionary gameplay or anything like that, but it's just fun to ride a goddamn dirt bike around, ride an ATV through the mud, tearing it up. So what do? They make a modern one. And it does seem to be that it's just in the name, Legends, it's a throwback to the older titles. So you're probably going to see the bikes you remember, the ATVs you remember. This is how a fucking game company should operate. This is what a good game company would do. They make games that people actually fucking want. But we could stop there. Gothic. They're doing a full remake of the original Gothic. Now I understand that, again, this is kind of a niche, more cult RPG, but a lot of the modern mechanics that people associate with like Skyrim, or maybe if they're a real hipster, they'll associate it with Morrowind or Oblivion. Gothic was doing it 10 years prior to that. They were doing it before Daggerfall. They were doing it before Bethesda had an idea of what they were doing. And those Gothic games are fantastic in their own right. The series did get a bit long in the tooth. It felt old by the time it got to the Risen series of games. They did try and bring it back with like a pirate theme, and it wasn't completely ruined. But a remake of the original, totally sold. And you can go play a demo of it, I'm pretty sure, right now on Steam. There's a 10th anniversary of THQ Nordic. I didn't realize it's been 10 years. I didn't realize it's been 10 years since the original THQ went out of business, to be honest with you. But not only that, they put out a big hit this year with Biomutant. Biomutant, an RPG where you play as like a little, mutated animal, and you get to decide how he mutates further. This has been just an absolute ground pound for these people. THQ Nordic is just putting in the work, man. And they do it without the wokeness. I mean, and they don't have to answer to woke culture. They don't have to answer to counterculture anymore. They've already been canceled because they did an Ask Me Anything on 8chan. And so they decided, oh, well, then this company is, they must be just evil. And so the woke people have already burned them down and moved on, right? But here they are putting out hit after hit. What else do they have this year? Just by looking at their Steam page, which I highly recommend checking their Steam sale out. There's some killer games in there. Some of them are free. Titan Quest right now, if you log into the Steam sale for THQ Nordic, you get Titan Quest. Championship edition or whatever, anniversary edition, completely free to play. You got to get it now. It's a paid game. It's not a free to play game. There's not any microtransactions. They're giving you this full game. It's a Diablo style top down thing. I'm just saying they're killing it. So they don't have to deal with the wokeness. They've already been there. They got Jagged Alliance 3. Now, that's another PC. See, I guess this is why. I'm a PC gamer, and Jagged Alliance 1 and 2 are classics. Superpower 3 is coming. Expeditions Rome, LX2. This is a stacked lineup of kind of, not AAA, but like AA games. And THQ's always made amazing AA games. You know what I would really like if anybody from THQ Nordic happens to come across my video? If I had one request, and I know it's licensed, so it's going to be tough for you. Remake Space Marine, or at least remaster it. It holds up. I don't think it actually needs a remaster, but man, if you could repackage it, sell it again with the Warhammer license is more in demand than it's ever been before by more eyeballs, and you could potentially work your way into finally getting us the sequel that anybody who finished that game knows that there needs to be. But I'll tell you right now, I played Space Marine this year on stream. I played through the entire game on stream, and it's absolutely fantastic. You know, one of the best third-person shooters you'll find this side of maybe Gears of War or something like that. It's just so good, so action-packed, so balls to the wall, so much Warhammer. I'm just saying, a re-release of that to build up to maybe a sequel. If you could work that out with Games Workshop, and they license their shit out to just anybody nowadays, so maybe you could do something with that. It does seem like they're working towards more in the Darksiders franchise. Again, another franchise. If you've never played it, go back, get Darksiders 1 War Mastered Edition. It won't steer you wrong. Big, buff, God of War style game mixed with a little bit of Zelda puzzle solving, just kicking the shit out of the apocalypse. Fantastic series. All three of the games. They just recently made the third one. There's so much, coming from THQ Nordic that I felt like I had to shout them out. When I logged on and saw all these trailers, and I was just like, these guys are killing it. They're doing a new modern version of Comanche, or they did do it recently. A Monster Jam game. It's just killer. Yeah. I usually shit on game companies, so I wanted to shout one out that's doing a good job. I've wasted enough of everybody's time at this point, though. Go check out the THQ Nordic sale if you're watching this in a timely fashion when it's coming out. And if you're watching it later, go pick up that SpongeBob Bikini Bottom game. Go pick up Biomutant. Go pick up Destroy All Humans Remastered. Go pick up any of this shit, and you won't regret it, especially for the money that you're paying for these games. It's always value. THQ Nordic is always value. And if THQ Nordic, if anybody from that company watches this, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a fantastic job. Usually I'm shitting on game companies, so that's a pretty rare thing for me to say. So we'll catch you later.